Hello everybody, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and it's that time of year again. Time for us to open up our wallets and spend money on something we will probably never ever use, and that is the Steam Summer Sale. And every year I do a big rundown of the items that are on sale in the summer sale that are relevant for game developers, and this year is no exception, so let's jump right in. Now, as you'll see, I have a page up on Game From Scratch. I will link this down below, and over time I have kind of come to have covered almost half of the stuff that's in this list now. And you'll see in the list, if there's a learn more link, I've either done a text post or a video post going into more detail on this product. So do check out this link. If you're looking to learn more about a given project, check for a learn more link. You can probably find it there below. I may also put some of these links down below in the comments, but I'll definitely put this overall page link, and I will also be updating this as the sale goes on. Steam's running a bit cruddy right now, so I may have missed some things in the sale, so I'll make sure that this list is up to date. And if you find some items that are on sale that aren't on my list, do let me know, and I will make sure to add them. All right, without further ado, let's jump right in. So as mentioned, it is the Steam Summer Sale. I'm going to be going off of US pricing, I believe. It might be Canadian price. It doesn't really matter. Generally, we're going off the sales percentage, so it shouldn't matter in whatever environment you're in. So our first one that we're going to talk about is Substance Painter 2018. Substance Painter is the PBR painting application of all of them. It is currently 34% off or 51% in the Substance bundle. As you can see, there is a Substance pack. It also has B2M3, their bitmap to material package, and Substance Designer, which is used for creating materials that you can use to paint in Substance Painter. Of course, there are Substance B2M3. As you can see, this one is 34% off. And there is Substance Designer 2018, which is also 34% off. So obviously you get a greater savings if you buy them all together, but you're also looking at a $200 US price tag if you go that route. Next, we have Marvelous Designer 7 for Steam. Now, Marvelous Designer is very, very unique and quite expensive. It is a clothing creator. It's been used in several games. As you can see, this is, what is that called? Senua's Sacrifice, whatever. It's been used for a number of games. Basically, it's for creating or wardrobes, outfits, etc. for your characters. Pretty cool, pretty specialized. But as you can see, it's also $300, but it's currently 30% off. Next up, we have Game Maker Studio 2. Not a huge sale, but this is relatively a recent release. It is currently 20% off, and some of their various packages, such as web, are slightly less discounted at the 10% mark. If you're interested, I do a closer look at Game Maker Studio 2, so check the link down below. Next up, we have Marmoset Hexels 3. I did a video on this. It's a great program, actually. I love Marmoset Hexels. It's a voxel-based painting application, incredibly polished. You can see it's... I don't know, you've almost got to see it to believe it, but Marmoset Hexels is an awesome little program. You can see why it's very positive, and it is currently half price, so that is definitely a deal to behold. Marmoset Toolbag is also on sale. It's a rendering tool, I think. I don't really understand Marmoset Toolbag all that. Yeah, it's a real-time material editor, render, and animation editor piled together. Next up, we have Spriter Pro. This is along the same lines as Spline and Dragon and Creature. So basically, it is a 2D animation-based software package, and it is currently 40% off. Face Rig, it's a you use a webcam to do facial mapping. So basically, you can use it for, in this case, it's for like things like Skype, Twitch, Hangouts, etc. But I believe you can also use this for gaming. But you have to go to the Pro upgrade to do that, and you're looking at 30% off. But if you need to do facial capture, Face Rig might be a good product for you. Next up, we have, okay, I'm told this is apparently said a sprite. I call it ASE Prite because that's how it is spelled, but I believe people call it a sprite. It's a 2D bitmap sprite editor with full animation support. I've done hands-on with this, in which people told me I said it wrong. You can see it's not hugely on sale, but it's 20% off, but the base price itself is pretty cheap. I also think you might be able to get this guy if you build it from source, but I might be mixing this one up with another package, so don't quote me on that. App Game Kit, a low-level game engine available in both C and a basic level language built on top of it. It's a cool package. There's actually getting a lot of functionality. I did a video recently showing how their new AR support was added, and App Game Kit, I also did a hands-on a couple of years ago, so you can get an idea what you're dealing with here. And the nice thing about App Game Kit is it's easy to learn, but you can also progress, so you can use the C library as you get more mature in your game experience. This game engine can grow with you. Game Guru, I just featured the other day. This is probably the most one of the easiest to use 3D modeling games out there, but it's also quite limited and very, very slow to run. It's a cool package, though. If you're looking at creating a first-person shooter without a whole lot of experience, Game Guru might be worth checking out, and it is currently 60% off, so pretty solid sale there. ClickTeam Fusion is another game engine. It's towards the drag and drop end of things. I've done a closer look at feature on ClickTeam Fusion, so if you want to learn more, check that out. It is well received. It has been used to make a number of games. Maybe Five Nights at Freddy's series was created using it. I don't know if that's in its favor or not, but it is a very successfully used game engine, and it's 66% off. So if you're looking for a programming free option, definitely check out ClickTeam Fusion 2.5. Now, I think 3 is in the works and should be arriving soon. Next up is Cubicil Voxel Editor. I know nothing about this guy other than it's a voxel painting package, and it is only 20% off, but the base price is $17.59, so it's not hugely expensive to start with. The reviews do not seem great, however, but I thought I would basically mention it because it is part of the sale. Ooh, I don't know what's happening. Oops, this is where Steam is starting to have some issues. Let's do a reload, see what happens. All right, here we go. Next up, we have the Leadworks game engine. This is, okay, I always mix this one up with another one I'm going to cover shortly. Leadworks is incredibly on sale, 80% off. Plus, they've got a lot of asset packs that are currently 80% off. And I believe Leadworks just launched their own online store. So basically, this is C++ on the Pro, on the Professional Edition is C++ on the back end. I think it's Lua powered otherwise, but it's a full-blown 3D game engine. Next up, we have... Okay. Did I miss one? Nope. We have 001 Game Creator, another game engine. I literally know nothing about this guy. I've never really used it. I think I own a license of it, to be honest, but it's 60% off at... probably $23 US. If you have some experience with 001 Game Creator, please let me know in the comments down below. So again, I know nothing about this guy. I haven't really featured it or done anything with it in the past. Next up, we have ProMotion NG, another application I haven't personally used much. It's a pixel animation and drawing package. It looks awesome. It's actually one of those ones that I intend to check out. Got pretty good ratings going on. And it's half price. So this might be one of the applications I actually buy in the sale so that I can cover it in the future. Do you have experience with ProMotion NG? If so, let me know what you think of it down below. It seems to be like a game-focused bitmap application, which I'm always down with. And I like the fact that it's not using, a retro deluxe paint style user interface. That it's got a modern interface on it. But I really know nothing else about this guy. And next up is the CopperCube 5 game engine. I've done a feature on this. It's linked down below. This one is a no programming required, but you can use JavaScript on the back end to create your game engine. It's from the same guy who did IRRlicht, or Erlicht, I don't know how it's said, but basically he did the Erlicht renderer and a few other projects. CopperCube 6, I think, is also coming soon, but this guy is available at 87% off. So if you wanted to check out CopperCube, now is a good time. Next up, this is another one that is completely new to me, and this looks absolutely awesome. It was released in February 2017, so I don't know how I don't know anything about this one, and I really don't know how to say that. I'll go with Ekitsu? I don't know. Ekitsu Indie, I'll go with that. So basically a 3D animation package. So easy rigging, easy 3D animation package, didn't involve, blah, 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 blah. And it's targeted at game industry. So skeletal animation, manipulation, F-curves, etc. So basically it's an animation package for 3D software. And it looks really cool. And frankly, animation is probably the area where I fall most on my face when it comes to 3D applications. So don't know how well it would slot into your pipeline, but the kicker is, so it's 40% off, but it's $120, so about $100 US. So it's not a cheap purchase. I wish they have a demo. I haven't really looked into it yet. If you do have experience with this guy and you know how to say it, first off, please do let me know in the comments down below, because this one's new to me and I'm actually pretty excited about it. So next up, we have Silo 2. Silo 2 is a graphic application that was pretty much abandoned, and it's a shame because it was one of the coolest looking graphic applications out there. But they just started updating it again. It's an alternative package. It's along the same lines as, it's probably closest to Modo in functionality and scope, subdivision modeler, and UV mapping and texturing, and that's about it. So it's not an animation package, but I believe it can render. But they started updating it again back in June, so hopefully this software comes back in vogue. It's half price at $50. The only problem with Silo 2 is when it was available the first time, like 6 or 7 years ago, it was really great. It was very accessible. It's a great modular package. The problem is Blender improved so much in those last 6 years that I don't know that there's a huge use for Silo 2 anymore. I wish they'd kept developing it all along, because this would be a great package right now. But as it stands, I don't know if it's worth it, but it's definitely half price. So if you were on the fence before, definitely consider checking it out now. All right, we're having another problem with Steam. Come on, Steam. Next up, this one is MindText. I own this. It's a procedural map generation tool for game developers. I think I may have even actually featured this one, but basically it's for procedurally generating texture maps. It's kind of like Substance Designer Lite, I guess you could say, and it's also got a light price tag, so you're looking at $10 US at 40% off. So if you want to procedurally create materials and texture maps like you see here, MindText 2 would definitely be worth checking out. Not last, I don't think, but Basic 8. This is one of those fantasy consoles. Basically, it is a stripped-down programming environment for, almost like going back in time and programming games when things were simpler. I don't have any experience with this guy. I think it's along the lines of Pico 8. It's basically a little basic interpreter that creates a retro-style game. And sometimes limiting the scope of what you're working on makes life, a little bit easier and more interesting for learning how to do game development. So if you're into fancy consoles, Basic 8 is currently 45% off on Steam. The next one up is Artform, Curvy 3D. Now, the reviews aren't looking so great. It's basically a curve-based modeler, so it looks like it's using Bezier Loft kind of style. Good for creating organic shapes, etc. It's always been pretty expensive. Normally, it's around $100. Right now, it is 80% off. So if you are looking for an alternative way to model, this one might be worth checking out. Do check the reviews, though, because it's not seemingly staggeringly great. And next up, we have Shadron. Now, Shadron is... this one I'll probably pick up. I wish... If it was 50% off, I'd buy it for sure. But you know what? When we're talking $15, I don't really care that much. And it's a shader creation tool. Basically, it is a programming environment for creating GLSL shaders. I should really buy this one and just feature it on the channel. Let me know if you're interested in it, if I should go ahead and buy it if you want to see some more on it. But Shadron is definitely one of those ones that's interesting. Plus, I need to get better at creating shaders, either GLSL or HLSL. They are the future, and I've kind of neglected it. So this is a great tool for actually learning and tweaking it. It's kind of like a desktop version of Shader Toy, kind of, but it's more of an editing environment and for seeing and interacting and seeing how your shader will work out in real time. At least that's what I think. I haven't purchased it yet, but again, this one looks really interesting to me, and now there is a Mac OS version. And then the final one, at least that I'm going to feature today, of course, doesn't work. Come on, Steam. You got that. All right, and it's Smile Game Builder. Now, if this one sounds familiar, it's because I just featured it on the channel yesterday. And if the whole idea of a JRPG-style game engine, no programming required, basically, it's got its own little flow graph style built-in programming. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail of it because literally I just covered this yesterday. So if you're interested in learning more about Smile Game Builder, I have a video, again, yesterday. So just look in YouTube history and you will see it there. So I have fortuitous timing there, and you will see it is now currently 70% off, which is pretty sweet. And on top of that, if you want to export your game out to Unity 5.6, so an older version of Unity, but you can export your game out to Unity and then put it onto any of the platforms Unity supports, that is in a bundle, also at 72% off for, it's 51 Canadian, maybe about $45 US. So if Smile looked interesting to you, do be sure to check it out. Also, they have a pretty full-featured demo available for download. So, don't take my word for it. You can actually get your hands on it. But when you saw the video and you were intrigued by it, now might be the time to pull the trigger, because that is a great price. And that is literally a very good sale. This one is not regularly on sale that often at this value. And some of the earlier engines we saw, like Leadworks and such, they're on sale quite often. So it's if you miss it this time, you'll get it next time. I don't normally see Smile Builder this discounted, so this seems like a very solid and legit sale. So if it intrigued you the other day, I would definitely consider picking it up now. I think that's the end of my list. Yep, that is the end of my list. But you will find over time, I am going to basically be updating this guy. So if I missed anything, do let me know in the comments down below, and I will be sure to feature it. Obviously, I can't add it to the video because, well, it's already recorded. But hopefully we highlighted some of the coolest stuff that's out there on Steam. These sales are always a great time to pick up some new tools to add to your arsenal. And as I mentioned, I've covered a lot of these things in the past. So if you want to learn more about them, do check the list to see that if I have covered it or not. And generally, probably about a 50-50 chance that I have. And also, please do let me know. Do you want me to keep doing these every year? Are you interested in the Steam sales, or are you starting to see the same stuff over and over? There is a little bit of that, and I can understand. So if you're getting fatigue on this series, do let me know. I'm always interested in your feedback on stuff like that, and I will talk to you all later. Enjoy the Steam sale, and goodbye.